We are back on. We're picking it up from purple belt. We're getting into some training and whatnot with Reiss, and we'll speed it up a little bit because we've missed some. But basically, Reiss, you're saying like 3 times a day training, all that kind of business, right? So take us from there.
Yeah. So, see, but now I'm even baffed as to where we left off. I don't even know.
So I'll tell you the thing I wanted to touch on with you anyway is more. So with jiu-jitsu, you're one of the guys, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but it's pure jiu-jitsu. You're not lifting weights, you're not running, you're not doing all the other shit that other people do. And the reason I bring it up to you specifically is because you seem to be injured less than anyone else. So maybe there's something to that. Is that a conscious effort to not do weights, or is it just fuck it, I haven't got time for it?
This is the thing, yeah. Like I can only speak for myself, innit? I do know that being at my like true physical potential would be a stronger, faster, more athletic.
You do think it would? You do?
I believe that.
Okay.
I do believe that. I also believe that the time that I'm doing that, I could be doing jiu-jitsu. Mm-hmm. And the time that I'm doing jiu-jitsu is going to get me better at jiu-jitsu. And I'd much rather be really, really good at jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like, this is the thing, I'm not giving advice to no one. This is just what I do because it feels good for me. I don't know why my body is the way that my body is. Yeah. I feel like I've got good hip mobility. Mm-hmm. I feel like my knees don't take much stress. I don't feel like I don't know. You're right. I don't really get injured. I don't know.
But here's my thing. This is why I think it's intriguing, because I haven't done it that way. But I feel like you're letting your body adapt completely to jiu-jitsu. Yes. Now, if you started doing fucking tennis on the weekends, you might get injured, right? Because your body's not ready for it. Yeah, whereas someone who does more stuff probably is more sort of adaptable and can get away with it. But they're not adapting as much to jiu-jitsu. So I go back and forth on it because I do sort of gymnastics training and stuff for myself to help me with my thing. And I guess style comes into it too, right? Also.
Well, you are strong though. This is the thing. Even as a jiu-jitsu guy, I roll with you. Mm-hmm. I know you don't train in the gi much, but you feel like a unit. You feel dense, you feel strong, you feel hard to off balance. Mm-hmm. You're able to maybe cover up some areas technically that you don't know, but I can't expose them all the time because of your physical ability.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so I think it's swings and roundabouts too, isn't it? It's like knowing where to get that. Because if I'm stronger than someone, but they're more technical, there comes a point where it's diminishing returns, right? Yeah, you can be close enough technically to make the strength count, but if you're not close enough, it doesn't make a difference. Do you know what I'm saying? So you're playing that game, aren't you?
I quite like, this is the thing though, for me in jiu-jitsu, I actually quite like that. Yeah. I like rolling with the big, stronger person, the person who's got great balance, the person that's got great base, and using jiu-jitsu to solve the problem. Yeah. I don't want to use physical attributes to solve the problem. Yeah. This is just me, and that's just how my mind.
But that's the art, really. To me, that's how it should be in a lot of ways, isn't it? You know, when I do a lot more stuff nowadays, especially as you sort of more experienced and you get used to it, I try and do it now to look after myself. So it's not like, for example, it's not squatting for the sake of squatting the most in the gym anymore. When you're younger, it probably is, right? But it's more to sort of at the right level. Like that's enough weight. I'll do it and that'll do, you know, it's just to sort of shore up your hips and your knees. But then the other side of that, when I talk to someone like you, I go, you're letting your body adapt completely to jiu-jitsu. So it is what it is.
So like Leo, like, you know Leo. Yeah,
of course,
So like when I was, Leo comes over a few times, he's sponsoring me, look after him. And when he comes over, he goes to the gym, and I've gone to the gym with him. And I get bored in the gym.
And he's the same weight as you,
same weight
right?
As me. Yeah. When I ask him, why do you do this? He never says to me, I'm trying to get big and strong and fast and this. He says, I'm trying to protect my joints. Yeah. Like when I don't train, certain things hurt and he gets injured more. I don't have those problems. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I feel like I could train, I could spar now, I could spar later, I could spar in the evening, I could spar tomorrow, and I don't feel like I'm gonna I don't feel like I'm gonna get hurt. I don't feel like I'm at risk of injury. Yeah. The worst injury I've had in jiu-jitsu was in a comp once. I was playing De La Riva. I was super cold. I didn't really get to warm up. It was like long breaks between matches. It was an absolute, the guy was heavier than me. I was playing De La Riva and he like dropped into my leg a bit, and I think I might have like sprained my LCL a little bit.
But no big deal.
That was it.
Yeah.
I went and competed 3 months.
And when
off.
was this?
When? Last year. Last year in All Stars.
Yeah, so there's a lot of wear and tear on the body as well in that time. You'd think, but maybe not. Do you see what I mean? That's where I go back and forth on it. I've had chats with Ollie Lee, shout out Ollie Lee, another coach at Brixton, black belt. What's best to do? And I don't think there is a best to do. I think it's more specific to you anyway, but I do, there's a part of me, because it's not my way, where it's like the people that do like yourself that have gone pure jiu-jitsu, I don't do anything else, I just train all the time. I do think there's something to that. And the more time I spend in it, I go, yeah, I think there's something to that, you know?
Yeah, I'm no like strength conditioning expert or nutrition expert.
Oh, sorry. And the reason I bring it up to you as well is because you started jiu-jitsu as an adult. So your body's developed, which I think is a big part of it too. You've already got a developed body in terms of you're starting jiu-jitsu. So now you can let your body adapt to jiu-jitsu. You know, if you were 7 when you started, it's a bit different, isn't it? I don't think you should over-adapt to jiu-jitsu too early. Do you see where I'm coming from? Because then you can cause other problems going forward. Versus a grown man, your body's already developed. Unless you start weightlifting, you're as strong as you're going to be naturally anyway. Do you know what I'm saying? So you kind of got the robustness around your joints and whatever you need. Now you're ready. You can just go and do jiu-jitsu.
I don't know.
I don't think there is a right answer.
Yeah, I don't know if I have an answer for this one, Ollie. All I can say is I feel great. My body feels good. I don't feel weak in my division.
Yeah.
I feel strong for my division. I feel like like I roll with a lot of people that are like, you're so strong. And I'm like, I am not strong. It just feels like I'm strong.
But that goes back to the jiu-jitsu argument,
That's just
right?
jiu-jitsu.
Because you're so efficient at it.
And I like to hear that when people are like, you're so strong, because I'm not. And I know I'm not, which just means that I'm applying pressure in the right areas. I'm trying to be super technical. I'm trying to understand like every shift in weight that I do, what it does, like how to control the body and manipulate the body in different ways. Whereas I feel like if I got a bit stronger and my mindset went away from that, I would force things because I can just do it.
Yeah. But you're doing it the right way because how much do you weigh? Ish.
64.
64. So if you come up against a guy who's 100 kilos, he's going to be stronger than you. But at the same time, your whole body's stronger than one of his arms. Do you see what I'm saying? And I think that's kind of where I'm getting at. I'm not explaining it great, but I think that's a big part of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, strength and conditioning is what it is, and it's got a place,
And I like Absolute. Yeah. I do Absolute for this exact reason.
Which is mental, yeah.
I do it, bro. I'll jump in the Absolute. Like
How big's the biggest guy you've gone against?
Oh, I've done it all. I'm going to show a picture with you in a bit. Yeah. I fought a guy in the European Masters. On the back of his gi, it said Gigante BJJ. And on the podium, I'm going to show you. It's insane, bro. The guy is massive. He's definitely bending down to get through the door. Yeah, he's not fat.
Proper giant.
He's just
so way over 100 kilos type.
Bro, it was disgusting. Yeah. Definitely super heavy, but not with the belly.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Proper big
height. That was menacing. But fun times.
That's what you get. So let's dive back in because we spoke about it earlier, diving into sort of the COVID times when things were shut down. Take us through that, mate. So day 1 March, whatever it was, when everything shuts down, everyone's jiu-jitsu shuts down to a degree. Some people more than others. But how were you in that period, mate? What's going on?
Oh, man. Do you know what's so mad? In the moment, it wasn't even that deep. To be honest with you, I'm going to say COVID was actually good for me. Like, it was amazing. It was an amazing time. I spent more time with my family. I actually had to spend time with my girl.
God forbid.
Stuck in the house. Can't do nothing about it. Can't escape anymore. Can't avoid and mask over these issues of jiu-jitsu anymore. Do you know what I mean? So I'm forced to deal with everything. And for that whole year, I didn't train. Didn't train for the whole of 2019. And then, I don't know if of course you remember, like even after COVID, when it came back, our gym was still closed for another 6 months on top of that. Yep. So I had nearly like 18 months out, maybe more, of no like actual jiu-jitsu. But during COVID, didn't train, nothing. I just spent time doing business, man. Yeah. I just started a business during COVID. This was shortly after I left my job, when everything shut down. I learned marketing, started a marketing agency in COVID, started getting clients, started making money online, learned how to sell, learned how to market, building business, helping other people in their businesses sell and market, and just spending time with the fam. Yeah. That was COVID. There was no jiu-jitsu. All of that was shut off. I think I went to the park maybe 3 times to train with like just people that just invited me once in a while. Went to Jules and trained with him once in his back garden.
Wow. And what are you thinking at this point? Was you definitely going back to jiu-jitsu? Was a part of you thinking, maybe I'm done with this shit?
Sure. No. Yeah. I was quite naive. I didn't actually realize what was going on and deep how like long I was going to be out of the game for.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Especially in the beginning, I thought, I will be back to normal life in a few months. And then lockdown happened and the gym closed and it just kept getting deeper and deeper. And then, you know, but look, with jiu-jitsu, I've like, I don't know, this might make me weird, but like, I always find it weird when people get emotional about their black belts. Because like, to me, a black belt is just inevitable. It's not, I know it's an achievement that takes discipline and consistency and whatever, but for me, once I started this, I never planned to stop it. It is a part of my life now. It's just something that I do. It's a part of my identity. It's who I am. If I moved somewhere else, I'll just find another gym. But it's a part of me. And the black belt is just going to come. Yeah. If I get injured, I'm going to come back and train again. If I, you know what I mean? So like, I always find, I got my black belt. To me, I don't even want my black belt. Do you know what I mean? I'm just like, I'm trying to, but yeah. So like, I always knew I was coming back. But I didn't really understand how impactful COVID was on my competitive aspirations. I don't want to say it killed them. Yeah. But I definitely I felt like the dumb kid in school that got held back a couple of years. Right. Do you know what I mean? Check this. There's a kid, that beat Kolabate in the world's just gone. And obviously Kolabate is super talent. Everyone's excited to see Kolabate go out there and do his thing. Even me, I study Kolabate quite a bit. I think he's amazing. And the kid that beat him, and that's the same kid that I beat in the semi-finals of the Euros at Blue Belt.
At Blue Belt. That's mental, isn't it? Yeah. How things go like that.
And then, so semi-final of the Euros, I beat that kid. Then I have to take a year or two out. These guys don't have to stop training. They're in like Qatar and all these different places. They've got, even over here, a lot of people didn't stop training. Their gyms just closed the doors. Yeah. Our gym couldn't do that. It's a public space,
it's not a full-time gym, right? So, yeah.
So a lot of people were still training. I couldn't train. I didn't have anywhere to train. So yeah, all that time when I'm in my house doing business, studying sales and marketing, these boys are out there training. Yeah. And then to go and see the progression of that kid, then go and beat Kolabate, I'm like, I could have been anyway. You know what I'm saying?
So if we're doing jiu-jitsu, Matthew beat Kolabate and you're the man. You're the main man.
If COVID never happened, who knows? Never happened. Who knows?
But maybe you wouldn't have the business if COVID didn't happen, right? So it is what it is.
For sure.
You might still be miserable doing IT and fucking whatever.
Definitely wouldn't have. I already left my job.
Oh, you'd already left, right.
I'd already left my job. Definitely wouldn't be where we are today. Yeah. No chance. Yeah. And that's why I say, like, I say this kind of just like if I had a crystal ball, I just want to know what that future looks like. Yeah. It doesn't mean I want to live that future.
Exactly.
I get a lot of value from the work that we're doing today. So like, if it wasn't for COVID, my sales skills wouldn't be so high. My confidence in marketing and building business wouldn't be so high. Yep. When we came out of COVID on the flip side, I was able to start marketing my own jiu-jitsu classes. Yep. And that's what evolved into this crazy thing that we got going on over here. So yeah, that was COVID. That was during COVID anyway. It was just, honestly, bro, it was just family, vibes, building stronger bonds with my partner, building stronger bonds with the kids, kind of fixing all the shit, essentially.
So it was a benefit, wasn't it, in a way?
Yeah, kind of fixing all that shit that I'd been neglecting that you can't run away from anymore. That was COVID. Yeah. You know?
Yeah, and then back to training. So take us out of COVID. We've got the green light, gyms are open again, things are buzzing. Where do we go from there, mate?
I was at Apex.
You was at Apex, yeah? Okay. Shout out Apex. I was up there the other week for Entity, commentating, lovely space.
Big up Apex, man. Big up David, big up Owen, big up Elliot. Big up everyone that I trained with there. I appreciate them a lot so much because when like David reached out to me and he was like, look, I'm building this competition team, yada, yada, yada. I want you to be a part
of it.
Who's
David? David who?
David Cartwright. He's the
Cartwright, okay.
Up there with Elliot. And he reached out to me. He was like, yeah, I want you to be on the team. And I didn't have a place to train, bro. Yeah. This is the thing. I didn't have a place to train. I had nowhere to go. And these guys reached out to me. They had high level training there. Bro, I got smoked.
Yeah, and this is purple belt you are at this point, right?
Purple belt now. Coming back after COVID, rusty, haven't trained for a year. Like this is just coming up. By the way, this is like blue belt, Euros, get my purple belt on fire, won all the couple first IBJJF opens, yada, yada, yada. COVID shuts everything down. Boom. Coming back out of COVID, who the hell am I? What's my level? These boys are training all over. They never stop training.
Oh, right. So the guys you're training with, they ain't coming off the couch. They're
Nah.
all set. They're all ready to go.
They're still in. And I just came in and just got smoked for pretty much like nearly a year.
It's tough, isn't it? It's tough.
It was tough. It was tough. Lost a lot of confidence. Questioned a lot about my jiu-jitsu. Just like... But I'm grateful for that because I feel like that was exactly what was needed to get back. Without that high-level training every day, sick training partners beating you up, like real good guys, it force you to get your fitness up, force you to get your game up, your technique up, everything up, and it brought me back to a good level, you know? So I stayed there, trained with Owen Jones, little blue belt Owen Jones before he was the superstar that he is right now. He was sick, bro. The thing is with Owen, he's always been sick. That's the thing. He was always good. He was always special. You know?
And I think that's across the board, though, isn't it? If someone's special at blue belt, you know they're going to be special all the way through anyway, and it's how it goes, you know?
I like that kid, man. I think that kid has a real bright future.
How old is he?
When I met him, he would have been like 16.
Yeah, that's what I mean. He's a proper kid. Like, he's still real young.
I think he was like Tyler's age, like 15, 16 ages. I think he was, around that. So he must be like, what, 20 now, 21, something like that.
Yeah, I guess around there, right? But still, baby, innit? You know what I mean?
Moved off the B team. He's out there now, training with Craig Jones, all those boys. So he's going to be good. Good to see him in the ADCC. I'm excited. But yeah, training with him, training with a load of good guys over there. And it was just, like I said, bro, it was just tough grinding.
Just a mad time for everyone, wasn't it? So if we fast forward now and we go to sort of business head, Reiss, we put a business hat on, and we are, as we say, we are today in New School Brixton. Mad facility here, massive mat space, the whole deal. How big is the mat space here?
I don't know, bro. Those mats must be like 12 meters.
I thought he was going to go straight into a number.
No, I got it. These are like, what, 6? About 18 meters, maybe.
Yeah, so it's a big mat space. We've got almost 2 mat spaces, but it's one with just different colours. One didn't used to be the room, etc., etc. But yeah, so take us through your days now, mate, because we've got an exciting team here. We've got Polarish-ish, what was coming up, which we jump into. And I did say that right. I ain't just got some lisp or anything. It is Polarish. So, yeah, I mean, firstly, take us through what we're doing now, what the vision is, any shout-outs for competitors we've got to keep our eye on, etc. Tell us about it, mate.
Do you know what? It's all funny, man, because this whole thing even exists because, like, when we came back out of COVID, like, I couldn't even continue to compete at the level because Nick and the coaches had all split up. The gym wasn't the same anymore. Battersea had become like this new thing, which was more for casuals. There wasn't any competitors.
Daytimes went away, which was
daytimes was gone. We needed that.
Me. Yeah.
So it was gone. It wasn't Nicky wasn't there coaching. Didn't really want to do that. Anthony had moved off and started the martial arts place. So actually, I didn't have an environment to walk back into to continue competitive level jiu-jitsu. I was at Apex, and as much as I loved and I appreciate them for the support and everything, I felt like for my mind and the way that I wanted to train and the environment that I wanted to be around, I couldn't go back into that. It was gone. And of course, I'm in like a new home and I'm happy doing what I'm doing, but I felt like I needed to bring back New School. It didn't exist, and it had just died in different ways. Do you know what I mean? The home that I wanted to be at, I felt like I just had to go and create it myself. And I learned a lot from being in Battersea, being in Apex, seeing how these people run their business, seeing the pros and cons of each, of how the teams run and the energy and the atmospheres. And I just wanted to take all the good from both and try and get rid of as much of the bad as I could. So I already had like a little teaching gig in Norbury where I was teaching twice a week up with Pierre in his gym in Nuffield. And I was just like, man, fuck this, man. Like, let me just promote this and use my skills to build it up. And we had 2 classes a week, filled that up in no time. Within like a month, those 2 classes had like 30 people in it. We started memberships, had like 30 odd members. Then we had another class. Before you knew it, like 3 months, I'm pretty sure we had like 50, 60 members, like paying members in like 4 months, 3-4 months. And then we left and we moved to Street Gym, built that up, and then within a year of being there, we had like 100 members, 120 members. And I think for me, it was like, remember I told you in the beginning of this conversation, like when I came in, Nicky and Ant and the rest of the team made me believe that I could do great things. I just want to pass that feeling onto these guys. And when you're an adult, no one really believes in you anymore. They just believe in the kids, you know?
Yep.
Like everyone just wants to support the kids. But it's like, it's the adults that are the ones still teaching those kids those lessons. And it's the adults that the kids are around.
Yep.
So it has to trickle down, you know?
Yeah.
And like, I just feel like there's not much people that believe in adults. And I actually believe in them. I believe every awkward, uncoordinated, weak, whatever human being that walks in through that door, I genuinely believe that if they do the right things, they commit themselves, they're disciplined, they keep training, they keep turning up, they're dedicated, they go compete, they do these things, they will become amazing at jiu-jitsu. I've seen it, right? So I believe it. And that's it, bro. I personally just keep wanting to, I just want to invest that energy into all those people. So the new school that I'm trying to recreate is this crazy band of misfits who probably wouldn't fit together in any other scenario. But they've come here, people believe in them, there's good instruction, there's good tuition, there's good energy, there's good vibes, it's fun, it's a great community, and it pushes these people to want to go and push their limits every time. You know, like most people don't come here thinking they're going to be a competitor, but they end up being one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They end up being one, and then we push them to another level, and another level, and another level. And before you know it, you've broken through all these barriers that you thought you had, and you're looking at yourself like, whoa, who am I? Like, I've got all these medals, I didn't even know I could do this stuff. And that is transcendent more than just jiu-jitsu. That is life, man. That's going to allow you to take them skills and that mindset and that discipline and apply it to anything. Like, you can be a champion in jiu-jitsu, then you can be a champion boyfriend. You can be a champion employee. You can be a champion whatever. Do you know what I mean? It's the same thing that you put into this, and the same process is that what you take that and you put into all these other things, and they'll grow and flourish as well. So that's what I'm building.
And you got a lot of people here that started with you that are now coaching for you, right? At the school.
Yeah. And that's the same journey, man. Like, I want to spread this thing around. I know I said this already, we're going to build one of the biggest and best jiu-jitsu teams in the country.
Yeah.
That is the goal. And I don't want just one new school. I want new schools all over. And I want that standard and that level to be able to cross over. If you want to go open something, Bailey does, Pat does, whoever on the team does, I want them to have credibility, and I want them to have the skills and the support from us. And I'm just going to spread this thing around the world, mate. That's the goal.
Around the world, not just England.
We'll start here. We'll dominate this game first. And I'm sure someone's going to want to chip off to another country soon. And we'll start over there as well. And we'll just keep expanding.
Wow.
That's the goal, bro.
Yeah. And so in terms of like the people that you've got coming up, obviously you've got adults, you've got kids, you've got the whole thing, but you've also got your own competition, right? Which is what we said, Polarish. So take us through Polarish.
Polarish is jokes, man.
And what is it, number 3 coming up? In-house competition?
Number three. So we got like, we have just like, so every gym probably has this friendly banter about who's better, who's going to do this to who. And we just thought, why don't we just showcase this off as like what it actually is. And we put together a parody of Polaris. I say Polaris wrong now. I said it right. Polaris. There's Polaris, which is
the real Polaris, which is competition, and ours Polarish.
Yes, and ours is Polarish. It's not quite Polaris.
Knockoff version. We're there.
So it's all fun and games. Like, we just have a massive interclub. We promote it like at Super Fights. We record it. We stream it. There's banter. There's commentary. There's all sorts. There's hosts. And it's just a bit of fun. But also legit jiu-jitsu. Yeah. Like actual...
It's real competition.
To be honest, I actually think that's more intense.
Well, you don't want to lose to your teammate, right?
Nah, and everyone's watching.
And while we're on the subject, Leicester, this is my call out to you, my brother. Me and you, Polarish. None of that gi nonsense. Me and you are having it, no gi. But no, there's some good competition going on, right? So some people on there, like last time, there's some funny ones, weren't there? Some like good funny call outs.
Yeah.
And it's all gone.
We've had some big matches on there. We had like, for some reason, Pat keeps calling out like top guys.
Outrageous level of competition.
What are you doing, mate?
Who was it? Pat that called out Owen O'Flanagan. Someone called out Owen
O'Flanagan, which would just be the worst day of his life. He'd probably just get smother choked or something. Yeah. And just, crab. What's it? Boston crab.
Boston crab. I think that's about that's probably about as low as you can
go.
That's about as bad as it gets.
I'm pretty sure you'll get.
Unless you get the titty grabber where it's just like hugging your nose into his chest. That might be worse. But other than that,
I'm sure it'll be one of those. He fought Owen Jones. He fought Leo as well.
Oh, did he? I know the Leo one. He fought Owen Jones too. How's that go for him?
Not very well.
Not very well. Gi, no gi. Gi.
Gi.
Yeah.
Gi. Not very well.
Not very well.
Not very well. He got toe-holded from the reverse cowgirl position.
Reverse cowgirl.
Owen's new reverse close guard thing, innit? He's playing around with it. So he got smoked from that. But yeah. And then the last one, we've had a few good guys. We had Ade, who literally went out and medaled in the Worlds the other day. He fought...
Wow, okay.
He fought Marcus from Entity.
Big Ronin. Shout out the Ronin, past guest.
Yes, we had Ade and Marcus on. We had a few other good names. So we're just kind of, as fun as it is and as jokey as it is, the level of jiu-jitsu is still high.
It will be. As we said, like if you're going up against someone you see every day in the gym, you don't want that, right? You don't want to get tapped.
I encourage other people, man. Like I want other people to get involved. I'd love to get some other gyms involved. Do New School versus Apex, New School versus who's local to here? Aeon, New School versus Gracie Baja. Like I'd love to do some of those fun interclubs, bringing your guys down. So that's probably some stuff that we got on the cards.
A few years' time, we'll be at Wembley Stadium instead of home. We'll be 90,000 people at Wembley Stadium.
Coming, mate. It's coming.
So in terms of things coming up for you, mate, have you got any competitions coming up?
Bro, World Masters is coming up. Vegas.
Ooh, Vegas. When is this?
It's in August. Next
August.
month.
So it's coming up. Nice.
Pending.
Okay. Very good. World Masters, brown belt. Could this be the last competition at brown belt? Maybe. I mean, it's not for you to say, but the hints are out there. But it's all good, man.
I just want that. I want that in the bag. I feel like, remember I told you like how I had to kind of like readjust and realign my goals a little bit of competition. But like the Worlds this year, like I was going to go to the adult Worlds, right? I was going to go and compete and give it a shot. But I was just like, bro, I just can't be bothered. I just like, what is the point?
Yeah.
I'm going there. I don't feel in my heart of hearts that I've like dedicated my heart and soul to being able to compete at that. We spoke about it most of the podcast, like that level of commitment, sacrifice, dedication. I haven't made that. And because I haven't done that, I don't feel like I should be there. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
So I'm not going to do it.
You're not going,
I'm not going to do it. World Masters is something where I feel like they're not on my level. And I'm saying that with chest. I just don't think they're on my level. And I think I'm saying this on camera so that I have to double down. It's going to make me work hard and train harder. But I went there last year and I lost. I lost the bronze medal match. No, I won a bronze medal, sorry.
Yeah.
I won a bronze medal in the Worlds last year. And the World Masters. I've just been training super hard all year, just preparing for this moment. And I won Brasileiros, which was sick. And I just feel ready. So I'm going out there trying to get that. I got that Brasileiros medal, want to get that Worlds medal. And I think after that, I don't have anything else to prove, to be honest.
Till you get to black belt and then you get that itch again, son. Tell me.
Black belt, we're here. Like black belt's going to be fun, man. Black belt's going to be sick. I think I never, do you know what's so mad with jits, bro? I never envisaged myself competing as a black belt.
Why?
I don't know. I felt like the journey was always so like, it's not like I'm scared of competing at black belt, nothing like this. The journey of a color belt just seemed so long and there were so many challenges to overcome, so many things to win that I always kind of felt like until I've done those things, I can't even think about competing at black belt.
Yeah, I
like,
got you.
They're coming. They're on the horizon. And yeah, I've never really thought about what my journey as a black belt looks like. I don't think I've ever cared.
Yeah, I got you.
I think even when I started, my whole thing was not, I'm going to be this black belt world champion, but it was more, I'm going to beat some of those guys that people probably thought you could never beat.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, even now in my division, I would have to fight like Zhao Miao or like Lucas Pinheiro, who literally won Worlds 2 years ago. Do you know what I mean? So like the level is insanely high. There's some amazing competition to have out there. But yeah, I've never really deeped it. I'm just gonna do it. And I think I'm gonna do well. I think I'm gonna do great. I think I'm gonna win a lot of stuff up there. But I don't know. I haven't thought about it.
Yeah, I got you.
I haven't thought about it, bro.
Nice. So in terms of, let's go back a little bit to the beginning, which will turn out to be part one. This will be two parts because we got cut off in the middle. We spoke about you started for MMA reasons. Now, obviously, that is what it is now, and you're on this jiu-jitsu journey and whatever. Do you still have an interest in MMA? Do you still watch MMA?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Yeah, no. something changed, bro. I don't know what changed. Something went weird with UFC, and like, it just felt like there was too many fighters, not enough personalities. Do you know what it is? I think I liked MMA when the styles were more unique. Now everyone's just an MMA fighter.
I got you. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like, I liked seeing a karate guy versus the wrestling guy.
Yeah.
Like, when we talk about like Lyoto Machida, he was like the karate guy. Of course, he was a mixed martial artist. He had submissions and other things, but he had that karate style.
Yep.
And I wanted to see how his style would match up against the next style. Now I just feel like everyone's MMA fighters.
Yeah, I got you.
You get like Alex Pereira, who's a Muay Thai guy who's sick, and I think I watch him for that reason.
Yep. Black belt in jiu-jitsu as well.
Not convinced.
No one is. Everyone
Not convinced. But yeah, like I watched like Dustin and Makachev the other day, but I'm not obsessed.
Yeah.
I'm not obsessed.
I got you.
I'm not obsessed. I keep up with it, but I'm not watching every fight like I used to watch every fight.
Boom. So that does my next question when I was asking you what fights you want to see. John Jones, all this kind of stuff.
No, you can ask me.
right.
I'm still there. I'm still in it.
Pereira at heavyweight. That's where I'm going. Boom. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
100%.
Who's he fight? Which one do you want to see him fight?
Only John.
Only John Jones.
Only
How's
John.
the fight go?
John's gonna smoke him.
That's the answer I thought I was going to get.
John, I feel like John Jones has proven time and time again he has the style to beat you.
No, he has. My thing with that is I want to see Alex Pereira fight for 3 belts because that's ridiculous. But also, at a certain point, it's going to be over for Jones. You know, I know they're the same age. I think someone said the other day they're like 12 days apart or 7 days apart in age. They're like bang on exactly the same age. Yeah. But John Jones has been through a lot more wars and whatever in UFC, and he's just come off 2 surgeries coming into his next fight.
Who is John Jones today?
At a certain point, he's like he can't do it till he's 55, can he? Do you know what I mean? At a certain point, it's over. Like, where's that? And that's where I go, could Alex catch him?
Could.
Chin him? Like, if he chins him and he goes down.
Look at Dominic Reyes.
Yeah.
John Jones has had some really shaky fights with some not so great people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or
Well, since that, I think he lost, it was definitely 4 in a row. It might have been 5 in a row.
Loads of fights after that, bro. He lost a lot of fights. It's a crazy losing streak. Who was the other one he had a tough fight with?
But he had Gustafsson the first time, but then smoked him the second time.
Smashed him. I think that even that, I need to go back and watch
He's had some slow ones, like against Santos and like... do you know what I mean? He had like funny fights where they were a bit like...
They look like on another day this could all go really bad.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Even the Anthony Smith fight, I know he smashed him, but he didn't.
No.
You know?
Over in St. Preux he had once where it was... He won every round, clearly, but it was a bit lackluster and whatever.
He doesn't look invincible.
But then he came back in his last one against Cyril Gane after 3.5 years off.
I never rated Cyril Gane.
No, but the way he treated him was like, I've said it on here before, is the way I would treat like a 12-year-old. Just kind of did whatever he wanted to him.
But Ngannou did that to Cyril Gane.
No, it was close. That was a close fight.
He drapes him up, though. He drapes him up.
He did.
He took him down.
But Cyril Gane fucked that one up because he fell back on like a silly heel hook that he didn't have. And if he hadn't done that, he'd have probably won that round and might have won the fight. But if is a big word, and it is what it is. My thing with it is I want to see him fight Aspinall. I'd like to see... I tell you what I want to see. I want to see Alex Pereira fight Ankalaev. Because everyone's talking shit, and I think he'd knock him out anyway, so that'd get rid of the wrestler question. I think John Jones a prime John Jones should beat Aspinall. But that's a tough fight. Aspinall's a fucking handful. Big time, nightmare. So let's just say if he beats Aspinall and he came through Ankalaev, then the fight's fucking nuts. It's huge. And they're basically fighting for the greatest of all time, in my mind, because John Jones is. And if Alex Pereira knocks him out and wins 3 belts, that's hard to argue with, isn't it?
The thing is, though,
right,
that will never leave me.
But my thing with that is he's beat him before that, and I've got to think the reason he lost that fight was because he was weight drained. The way he went down from that shot. Do you know what I'm saying? That was a middleweight. Like, middleweight's got to be a motherfucker for him, isn't it? Like, he's a big light heavyweight. Like, he got in at light heavyweight. I think he was 105 kilos.
Where does he fit into this? Where does Izzy fit into all of this?
I don't think he can be in the conversation for GOAT. Do you? I think he's great, but I don't think you can put him in the conversation of like your John Jones. Like when he went up to light heavyweight, he got beat.
That Sean Strickland thing kind of...
He's lost to Sean Strickland. He's lost to Pereira. Do you know what I mean? Like if you look at Anderson at middleweight, for example, when he was in his prime, he weren't losing to no one. Do you know what I mean? He lost when he got to 38. So I think he's great, right? But I don't think you can put him in conversation for like with John Jones's. I think there's levels, isn't there? Do you know what I mean?
Although he's going to do a little bit of a comeback tour at the moment. Who's he fighting next? He's fighting
Dricus. Duplessis for the belt.
How's that go?
Tough fight, man. That's a tough fight because he just lost to Sean Strickland. Izzy, right?
Yeah.
Dricus beat him. I think he lost to him as well, to be fair. I think Sean Strickland beat him as well, but it was a close fight. I don't know. I could see it going many ways. I could see Izzy coming out and looking like a superstar and like putting a beating on him, making him look silly. But I could also see Dricus getting a hold of him and smashing him.
He's a strange one, isn't it? He's a strange one. He has the ability to just...
My thing with Izzy, I think, is a lot of it. As great as he is, I think there's a little bit of smokescreen and he hypnotises people. And when people like Sean Strickland don't fall for that shit and just say whatever, I think you can get him. Whereas like someone like, and that's the reason I don't put him in the John Jones sort of level, is because that don't work on John Jones. Like you can't just play with the bullshit because John Jones will just smash you.
Ian beat him up as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and well, it's tough, man, because like if you look at what Pereira did to Sean Strickland too, have you seen that fight?
Yeah,
that was like a thanks for coming, bro, but I'll take it from here. Do you know what I mean?
Goodbye.
And I put it this way: if Izzy fought Alex Pereira at light heavyweight, how do you think that goes? Not well for Izzy.
He's a big boy.
I don't think that goes well for Izzy. I think at light heavyweight, Pereira, as great as Izzy is, might just smash him to pieces.
Who's in light heavyweight right now?
So you've got
top three that you.
Top three, you got Yuri, who he's just done. Right, with the head kick.
Yeah.
So he's basically, if Pereira didn't exist, I think he'd be champion for a long time. You got Ankalaev, which is like, maybe he's not quite as great as the others, but he's got the wrestling angle. You've got Jan still floating about. He's lost. They're there and thereabouts, right? There's people that are floating, but realistically, it's like fight Ankalaev and you're kind of there. Do you know what I mean?
This is what I'm saying about MMA today. That all felt quite...
Rakic is there, but Yuri beat him. Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. I feel like before, when I used to watch MMA, the names felt bigger. You just gave me a few names and I'm just like, they sound like top 10 guys.
I hear you. But heavyweight, there's heavyweights as well. I want to see him go to heavyweight. My interest for Pereira.
Who's got a heavyweight though?
With John Jones, obviously.
Fat John Jones, old John Jones. He's done. He's done. Who's there?
You've got, well, Pavlovich and what's his name just fought. The other Russian, the really tall guy, what's his name? I forget his name. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, the two Russian guys that just fought each other.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Jesus Christ, his name's on the tip of my tongue.
He fought Verdun one time in London, innit?
That's it, yeah, he beat Verdun. Tom Aspinall beat him.
What's that guy's name again?
We'll figure it out. Yeah. Comment below, because we're going to go crazy. We'll find it after. But yeah, you got the two Russian guys. You've got Cyril Gane still floating about. He's been kind of pushed aside by Thingy. And then you've got like a bit of a level down, right? Some fun fights, you know, like...
Ngannou is the real champ. And that's why it's all
Do you think he beats John Jones?
I think he beats Alex Pereira. He's the real champ. That's what I'm saying. UFC's not the same.
But he's had a real hard time now, right?
Oh, man.
He just lost his son.
I know.
And he's been knocked out by Joshua. And I know it's not MMA, but you've still been knocked flat, right? So
I don't think he's the same. And
he's 38. And there's a lot of things, isn't there? And rich as fuck now. So it all plays in.
I think he's done.
I would. Why?
Have you seen the big fucker he has to fight in PFL?
PFL.
Have you seen it? The guy?
Yeah,
he's like 7 foot or something.
Yeah,
like 6 foot.
But it's also like, if you beat him, who gives a fuck, innit? It's one of them.
As in, if Ngannou beats him, who cares?
Who gives a shit?
It's so not
It's a
worth
bit like
it.
it doesn't matter. So
he looks good as well. He don't look bad. It's the big guy, up and coming guy who wants your head. Probably knows everything about you. He's got everything to gain. You've got everything to lose.
I know. Yeah. Can they not just like wipe their mouths and say Dana and fucking let's just sort this out. Let me fight John Jones and like let's see what's up.
I'm only here for Ngannou, Jones, Alex Pereira.
But the rumor is he's going to fight more boxing matches and he's on 20 mil a fight in Saudi. What are you doing?
No, I'm doing that, obviously.
20 mil fight or fight John Jones for 500 grand?
Yeah, I'm definitely not taking the 500k.
And you know, it is what it is, isn't it? Like Saudi's tax free too.
Yeah.
Right? And he lives, well, I don't know about now, but he lived in Vegas where the fucking tax is tiny. And it's like you're going to be even more rich. And he comes from Cameroon, his family was poor, so sending that money back home, like his family have never got to worry about anything.
For sure.
But he's lost his son, and like,
what are we saying? Well, that is another hypothetical match, though. What are you saying? Ngannou versus Alex Pereira.
Oh.
What are you saying? Tell me.
Oh, I mean, fuck, man, I want to see that fight.
That's all I'm here for.
Fight and a half.
That's the one.
That's a fight and a half. That's a
one.
serious fight. That's the series. But how about John Jones versus Ngannou?
I think John Jones.
John Jones beats anyone, I think, right? If he's on. I think John Jones is the guy.
Although, fat John Jones that turned up against Cyril Gane.
But what he did to him, no. What he did to him. And you can say what you want about Cyril Gane. He just fucking like...
I don't know if fat John Jones does that to Francis, though.
That's a good point.
Heavyweight John Jones didn't look good. He didn't move well.
I think he'd be better this time. I think he'd be lighter. I think he'd be 5-10 kilos lighter. He'll get in there and he'll... Because he spoke after, didn't he? He spoke after a little bit that he got big for the sake of getting big and got as big as he could. And it was a little bit like, whatever.
It didn't look good. He didn't look very athletic.
Well, he's got them skinny chipstick legs, hasn't he?
Yeah, and he
like,
still had
it. If you look at Ngannou's got legs like a fucking, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Well, tree trunk. But I was thinking of something else I can't think. But anyway, massive fucking beast of a man. Whereas John Jones is big, but it's a different big, isn't it?
He's wiry and long.
He's built like a Dorito, isn't he? He's got the skinny waist. Well, he hasn't got a skinny waist anymore, but small waist, massive shoulders. Not as muscular, obviously, whatever, but I think he's hard to beat.
Do you watch women's MMA? Or did you watch women's MMA?
Yeah, bits and pieces. I mean, there's a reality there. The level's not as high, right? It is what it is. The top level, there's some fun ones, but again, with the women's one, I don't think there's any sort of exciting matches coming, is there? Do you know what I'm saying? They're talking about...
Did you follow Kayla Harrison?
That's what I was going to say. They're talking about Kayla Harrison fighting Amanda Nunes coming back, right?
Oh.
Yeah, but I'm a bit like...
You don't care for that?
Well, the thing is with Kayla Harrison, she lost to a girl in PFL who she'd beat twice, right? So I go...
She's not undefeated?
No. Well, she beat everyone she's faced, but she beat a girl twice, and in her last PFL, I think it was her last one, it might be the one before her last one in PFL, she lost to a lady who she'd already beat twice.
I actually didn't know
that. Takes the shine off for me, and I go,
didn't know that. You just ruined it for me now.
Yeah,
I didn't know that happened.
I go, you know.
Get out of here,
and
Kayla.
I'm not that high on Amanda Nunes either, to be fair.
Amanda's a G.
She is, but I just go, she quit against Julia Pena. What was her name? Juliana Pena.
But she smashed her, though.
Not Pena. What's her name? Juliana... You know what I'm talking about. It's Pena. It's Pena, yeah. Sorry, not Pena. There's another Pena, right?
But then she come back and beat her.
Yeah, but she quit already. So I go, you know, I don't know. And it's like, the men's level's much better, right?
It is.
I'm going to get crucified on here in comments for being a sexist pig, but
he's done.
There's a reality here, right? I had someone on here recently talking about women's football.
Don't get me started on that one. Don't get me started on that
well,
one.
I think I might have said this on here before, but I'll say it quickly just because he's sexist, so we're going to carry on. But my mate works for Brighton. He teaches teams on like a disability squad, whatever. Anyway, him and some of the ground staff, apparently. This is from his mouth, not mine, don't shoot the messenger. But he played the ground staff. He said one of the blokes in the team was 52, with a bit of a derby on, and, you know, like, just like a team of blokes. My mate was quite a good footballer, but a good amateur footballer who's never going to make it type level, right? And he said he played for them, and they played the Brighton ladies team and beat them 2-1. And he said, now, the boys we had in the team were terrible. And he said, we still beat the ladies team.
Well,
make of that what you will.
Look, yeah, I think with the women's sports, I think it's good if you watch it and you're realistic about what you're watching.
Yeah.
Remember when like Ronda Rousey was smashing people, and then there was talks that she would like beat men.
Yeah, no, stop it.
And it just got wild. I really appreciated Ronda Rousey. I thought she was cold. But then when it started crossing over into the absurd of like what she would do in the men's featherweight
Joe
division.
Rogan was saying it too.
Was he encouraging it?
He was saying she'd beat some of the male 135-pound fighters in the UFC.
Come on, man.
And it's like, Joe, you got to stop.
Check this, right? You know, have you seen the score lines of when the women's football teams play the under 15 boys?
No, but they're not winning, are they?
Nah, and it's like landslide victories.
Yeah, of course it is.
And I think when you look at something like that, it's like, what is a 15-year-old boy? Like a 15-year-old boy is, they're really strong, but they're really big and strong at 15. But they're not a full-grown man, but they're still stronger than and more athletic than, on average, on blanket terms, than a lot of women.
But also, the other thing that no one ever talks about is there's a lot of moving parts. There's obviously the physicality, the strength, the bone density, the this, the that, everything. Yeah. But the significant difference in reaction time too. Men have a significantly different reaction time to women. Yeah, which is massive.
I did not know
Which
that.
is massive. You know what I mean? It's a big deal, isn't it? And
I did not know that.
The ratio of hips to shoulders. For men, your hips are narrow compared to your shoulders, whereas women it's the other way around. So men are better at creating power, etc. Now this isn't across the board, not every man.
Yeah, we're just generalising,
we're talking
right?
general,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and it is what it is, and you can't deny that. And it's just there's a like is there ever going to be a woman that's going to beat Usain Bolt in a race?
Nah, if you look at the numbers of the women's track and you compare it to the numbers of the men's track, then you start to understand. Yeah. You know, it's not even
Now, don't get me wrong. A woman coming here racing me and you, beat the fuck out of us, right? But it is what it is, isn't it? Anyway, we're going on a rant. Sorry, you're rushing. We've got an alarm going off. We're all right. We've got the new mics, man. We've got a fancy mics. It won't come through. We're all good.
Boom. Sorry.
We're all good. We're back on. We've been cut off today. He's had a fucking phone break. We've had Patrick, the janitor, floating about. I don't know if he got on the camera shot.
Did he ever make it in jiu-jitsu?
He never made it.
He never made it.
But we let him clean the floor. So God bless him. Shout out Patrick.
I believed in that kid. I did. I gave him opportunities. I still think he can do it.
He can do it. He can clean the motherfucker out the floor anyway. But he's no. We're getting back on here again at some point. But yeah, so in terms of what was we talking about? We were talking about women's football, women's sports, women's fight. Oh, sorry. The reason I brought it all up and sounded like a sexist rant, which it ain't, is jiu-jitsu is one of them ones where I don't think it matters as much. And now, don't get me wrong. Listen, a man's stronger and you got a man the same weight as a woman. Of course, it plays in, but it's a lot more even. I was teaching class here yesterday, and no names, of course, but there was a lady in the class and a man in the class. They're both white belts. And she's more experienced, and man,
smoked.
I was watching the other guy because it was two big guys that were right in front of me. So I was watching their round and kind of keeping an eye on them because it was going like bang, 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 bang. But my attention came over here, and I was watching her, and I was like, damn, like this is, and they're about the same size. So it was impressive.
You get that.
I don't think it plays as much because like a bit like we was touching on earlier when hopefully it was wasn't one of the bits that got cut out, but it's. When we're saying about strength and when you're saying my pressure on top and whatever, but the trickiness of it beats it until it's a certain thing and bridges the gap, etc. I think it plays much more of a part in jiu-jitsu, whereas football, you can be as technical as you want. If someone is so much faster, so much stronger,
they're going to catch you and push you off the
it's
ball.
It's going to be tough, isn't it? Do you know what I mean? If I can score from 30 yards, but the female has to be... Do you see what I'm saying? Like again, going back to it, like not that we're trashing women's football, but if you watch highlights of women's football, there's a lot of goals that are shot from 20 yards and sort of P-roll across the line. And the women's keeper, who's an average-sized woman, versus a 6'5" man in goal.
Are the goals the same size?
Goals are the same size.
Is it?
So it like P-rolls across the line and she can't get
It's harder for her to make
versus
it physically.
You've got fucking, what's his name yesterday? I don't know. Who's the Dutch guy that scored against England?
Xavi Simons.
Xavi Simons, I don't know his name. We'll take your word for it. But his goal against England, like blasted it. You ain't seen many of them in women's football, right? That was a sick goal, and that was one of them, which we can touch on football even if we want. We're here now. We're ranking, we're putting the world to right. We're talking about flat Earth. I've got loads of things to talk about.
Oh Lord. Oh God.
But is football coming home, bro, or what? Because when we're recording this will come out after the Euro final, so you will know. Comment below and give a stick on Reiss's prediction. My prediction, please.
First things first, before I even give you an answer on that, big up Gareth Southgate.
Man, big up Gareth Southgate.
Everyone is trashing Gareth.
They are.
And it doesn't even make sense. So my relationship with the England team has just been failure from I can remember.
And big hopes too. Remember 2006?
The teams were amazing. You got like Wayne Rooney, Michael Owen, Gerrard, Lampard, Beckham, Ashley Cole, Rio Ferdinand, Sol Campbell, John Terry. It's literally insane football teams that fail and they just break and they just collapse and they underperform. Remember there was a year one of those amazing teams didn't even qualify for Euros. Yeah. Do you remember that?
2008, I think it was with Steve McLaren.
It's insane, bro. So for everyone to be trashing Gareth Southgate at this point, to me, is just mind-blowing because all I've ever seen with this manager is so much hope and so much. We're nearly there. Like we're closer than we've ever been with any England team in my lifetime. Yeah, that I've seen. Like we got Euros finals in the last Euros, right?
Yep, Euro semi-final of the World Cup.
Semi-final of the World Cup. Come on.
Euros quarter-final, final.
Come on.
But and we should have won the Euros last time. We switched off. But my theory on this, and you tell me what you think with Gareth Southgate, I think it works better as an international manager than a club manager.
For sure.
Because when you're in there all the time, I think his personality would be a bit like, all right, mate, leave me alone now. But where it's sort of like, when we're going back to them other teams, that it seems consistent what all the players say is there weren't a togetherness in the England team. I think he's good at getting people together because he's kind of like that softer approach and he brings together. Because back in the day, they say that he'd go to England camps and you'd have like Gerrard and Carragher sitting together. The fucking Man United over there, Terry and Chelsea boys in one. And they're all sort of separate because they hate each other because they're playing. Whereas like the Argentinian teams, they don't play in Argentina. They're in Europe. So when they come back together, they're like a family. They're all together because we're here for Argentina. And that was like what a lot of people were saying was the downfall. And I think it feels like, and especially the game's evolved now. We've got our best players like Bellingham and who's the other guy playing abroad? He's so good, I can't remember his name. Anyway,
Position.
I can't think of him. He's a young kid. He plays for a team in... where does he play? I don't even know. I'm fucking this up brutally. Please, again, comment below, help me out. But there's a couple of big players that play abroad. And it's like they're coming back, right? It's not such a rivalry. They're not playing each other week in, week out and whatever. But who knows? I mean, we'll see. Prediction for the final, my mate.
Do you know what? A guy in England.
Yeah.
A guy in England.
Score.
They're going to concede. I'm going 3-1.
Wow, that's ambitious. Okay. I think we might win on penalties.
Do you know why? Do you know why I'm doing this? I think England are defending quite well. Mm-hmm. They're defending well. They don't look a shambles at the back. And I think what you saw with the Dutch was a more willingness to open up and play fun, free-flowing football. And they got countered a few times. We didn't punish them as many times as we should have. But there was even, man, look at that Phil Foden one off the line. Yeah. Like, there was a few opportunities. Sacco hit one that was offside.
He hit the post and all, Foden, didn't he?
Foden hit the post.
Curler,
I think that game could have been 3-1.
Yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
You know what I mean?
A bit lucky with a penalty, maybe.
Yeah, for sure.
That wasn't a penalty, but...
No, I don't think so.
Whatever.
I'm not a ref.
Yeah. No. But I am an England fan, so fuck it. We'll take it.
I think 3-1. I think Spain are going to open up. Yeah. I think Spain's going to come. They're going to come for the kill.
That's what I was going to say. I think that might play into our hands because they'll open up. But I do think we might concede 2 or 3 too. I could see like a 2-2 draw and we win on penalties.
Yeah, possible.
But again, we're not being smart after the fact if one of us gets this right. We are recording this on Thursday before the Sunday game. So when this comes out next Tuesday, you let us know what you think and what we've heard and how we've got there. But before we wrap it up, mate, tell us about the gym. Tell us where people can find us. Anything you want to shout out?
What do I want to shout out? We're a new school, of course. We're growing. We're coming. We're in Brixton. You're welcome to come down. What do we want to plug? What do I want to plug? I don't know if I want to plug anything. Polaris. Watch it.
When is it? 28th?
28th. What are we doing here? What are we actually doing here? Do you know what? Look. I'm in my bubble. I'm here.
That's all right.
We're just cruising along. We're winning. If you want to come and you want to be a part of that and that success and win and level yourself up, you know where I'm at. But I ain't chasing you, mate. I'm here. If you want to come get me, that's where I am.
So we'll put in the comments below Reiss's Instagram, New School's Instagram, the website, all that nice jazz. Comment below on some of the stuff we talked. Tell him he's a sexist pig for what he said about women's football. And we'll be back soon. This will come out in 2 parts because we had a bit of a technical issue in the middle. So it'll be part 1 and part 2. They'll come out together, but it is what it is. So, Reiss, episode 17, mate. Squeeze the Neck podcast. Boom.
Let's do it.
Nice one, mate.
Nice
Thank
one,
you
bro.
very much. Appreciate that, man. Top man. Excellent.